In Manhattan, there's signs up, gun-free zone in Times Square area. Gun-free zone for who? For regular citizens. Guys, pay attention. Professor David here, got another video for you. As you can see, I am here with Shion Kenny.
Hello, you guys.
And we are going to talk about today, this, just like everybody else is talking about it, the guy who walking through Midtown, come down in the street, walk into an office building, and kill 4 people. One of them, as you already know, is a law enforcement officer. Okay? I was holding class last Saturday, the Saturday before it happened. And I was telling the students, I said to Kenny, I said to the people, I said, you could walk in Manhattan with a knife in your hand or Rambo in your hand, and you could walk damn near 10 blocks and nobody would say anything because no one pays attention. Nobody pays attention. So everybody started laughing in class when I said that, right?
That's right.
Now, when you heard about that story, what did you say? What did you think?
I went right back to last Saturday when we were having that discussion. I'm like, okay, it presented itself that you can walk through Manhattan with a weapon.
There were 13 people on the sidewalk on the street. This guy came out of his car, casually walked up, and did what he did. 13 people. You want to know the part that sucks? That guy 100% knew that other than the law enforcement officer in that building and security, he put it in his head, those are the only 2 threats. The cop got a gun and he wasn't sure what the security had. The security could have been an off-duty cop and was able to carry, or a retired cop and carry. Those are the 2 people he went after first. Okay? Now, in Manhattan, there's signs up, gun-free zone in Times Square area. Gun-free zone for who? For regular citizens. See, we teach self-defense. As you guys know, you're on a self-defense channel. Why do we teach self-defense? Because we understand that if you don't train in hand-to-hand combat, gun disarmament, gun retention, gun defense, edge weapons, close quarter situations, if you don't train, you're not prepared. See? And that's what the bad guy is counting on, that you're not prepared. Do you know that you can't even carry a knife sometimes into most of the buildings you go into? So all of those office workers that were in there, maybe they had metal detectors. Do you know, in that office building, the guy knew that the people didn't even have a knife.
Right.
Not a knife. They were like sheep, waiting to be slaughtered.
Right.
So when that shooting started, did you see the video of how they barricaded?
Right.
How they barricaded the room, Kenny?
They just barricaded.
From top to bottom.
They took all the office furniture and put it up against the door.
You see, and they did what they had to do. Because you know why? None of them had a firearm, and none of them didn't even have probably a knife. Because you're told you're not supposed to defend yourself. You're not supposed to protect yourself at all. And remember, and I'm not trying to be in any negative light on this, but I'm just speaking the truth. A lot of men today don't have that old-fashioned man mentality. that I am going to be the protector. I am going to train to protect myself. Do you know what would have happened if those men in that room, the guys who was considered themselves a man's man, were armed? They would have never barricaded that office like that. Never.
No.
They would have never barricaded that office like that. If you had a bunch of trained military guys, law enforcement guys, man's guys, the kind of men that they don't want us to be no more, they would have just had everybody else go to the back in a room, protected, and they would have stood there, all guns drawn to the front door. Right. As soon as that guy walked through the door, they would have lit him up. Mm-hmm. You see? And this is not just my opinion. Now I want you to watch a video. This guy's a gun guy. He was in Manhattan last week, and he's a gun guy. He has a whole channel of nothing but firearms. Listen, because you may look at his hand, David, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're not an expert. Okay, so listen to a gun expert.
You ever walk through Midtown Manhattan and think, damn, this place feels safe? You know, you got tourists, business suits, overpriced coffee shops. The illusion of safety here is damn near intoxicating. But illusion is the key word, because just the other day, a man walked into a Midtown skyscraper in broad daylight with an AR-15 and started killing people. And before the media tries to spin this as a gun problem, let's look at what really happened. A mentally unstable man crossed state lines with a legal weapon and body armor and walks into one of the most gun-controlled cities in the country, uncontested, because in New York, law-abiding citizens are disarmed by design. Let's play the clip.
The NYPD said Tamura left Nevada on Saturday and entered New York City from New Jersey on Monday, about 2 hours before the shooting. Las Vegas police had issued him a concealed carry permit in 2022. Officers here are now tracking down where he sought the M4 rifle that was used in the shooting. The NYPD also found a revolver and ammunition in his BMW, along with medication. Police said he did have a documented mental health history, and we're learning that police in Las Vegas had 2 calls in recent years associated with Tamura for a person in mental health distress. In his pocket, the NYPD found what sources described as a rambling, 3-page handwritten note that claimed he suffered from traumatic brain injury and made some references to the NFL, which is headquartered at 345 Park Avenue. Growing up in Los Angeles, Tamura did play high school football, but there's no evidence he actually had CTE. And it's not clear still why he decided to drive his car cross-country and target that building.
Now, let's talk about the difference between perception and reality. You see, in Traverse City, Michigan, a man walked into a Walmart with a folding knife, stabbed 11 people, but it doesn't become a massacre. Why? Because Derek Perry, a Marine vet, legally armed, steps in. Doesn't pull the trigger, doesn't escalate it, just ends it. No innocent blood. Now, jump to Manhattan. This guy with a history of mental illness drives across the country to New York with a AR-15, a revolver, body armor, and over 100 rounds of ammo. He walks into 345th Park Avenue like it's a goddamn movie set and opens fire. 4 dead, 1 critically wounded. An NYPD officer that was off duty working security was shot in the back and killed. And what happened after that? He killed himself. He self-deleted. Not taken out by a tactical team, not neutralized by responding officers, he ended it himself. So I ask again, how safe are you in New York? Because I was just there, in Midtown actually, in the exact area, walking around, unarmed, naked, because you can't even legally check your firearm into the city without risking getting arrested the second you land. That's why he drove, because he couldn't fly in there because they'll arrest him the moment he comes in there just for having a gun. But even with that in place, he still was able to bring the damn thing into New York with no problem. Now, he planned this, not perfectly, but enough to know one thing. Nobody in that building had a gun. Nobody could stop him. And if you think New York's gun laws kept anyone safe, explain how a man with a banned rifle strolled into a high-rise in one of the most locked-down gun control utopias in America and executed people uncontested. This is what I talk about all the damn time. You can write every gun law your anti-2A brain can dream up, but if someone's determined, he's going to find a way. We've got over 400 million guns in this country. You think laws are magical walls? No, they're roadblocks for the law-abiding. And then I heard the mayor actually talk about how, oh, it's because other places with lax gun laws and people are bringing those guns into our city is how, what are you talking about, fool? New York still has a gun violence issue. So no, it doesn't matter. And when you disarm good people, you leave nothing but victims. The shooter said something about the NFL and having CTE. Here's a quote straight from an article. In his cars, authorities say they found a revolver, ammunition, and medication. Police are telling the NYPD that he had mental health issues. An investigation into possible motives is underway as authorities question why the office building, which also houses NFL headquarters, was targeted. CTE, bro? You never even played in the NFL. You played high school football. I played high school football. You blaming your body count on Friday night lights? Miss me with the weak excuses. What we're seeing is a cocktail of desperation, delusion, and evil. Evil that preyed on a city full of people who believed their gun laws made them untouchable. Here's the truth. In Michigan, Derek Perry didn't need to ask permission to act. In New York, you need to beg, pay fees, wait months, get fingerprinted, be judge worthy, just to maybe carry a pistol. And you know what that system gave those people in that skyscraper? Nothing. No chance to fight back, no right to survive. Because in New York, self-defense is a luxury, not a right.
Okay, you see what he said? One of the most important things that he said is a false sense of security.
Right.
See? When you're inside a nice restaurant, a nice club, a nice office building, no one's thinking about something like that could jump off. You see? No one's got that kind of mindset that something like that could jump off because you have a false sense of security. But I tell you what, people who train, and you could ask anybody, ask any fighter, ask any combat person, ask any military person, ask anyone who's hardcore, they will tell you, they don't care what environment they are in, they think a certain way. They're always thinking about personal protection, where the exits are, anything jump off, how can I get out? What do I got on me that I can use to defend myself? Where to tell my family to go in case of an emergency. They never relax in that way. It's just a different way of thinking. See? And guys, ladies, everyone listening to my voice out there, understand, self-defense training is no longer an option. It's no longer an option. You must train in some kind of reality-based self-defense training. You must. Because it's like insurance. You need it when you need it. If you don't need it, your insurance card stays in your wallet. But when you need it, guys, you gotta have it. So I hope between the two videos, it got you to think a little differently and understand that, guys, prepare yourself. What we do here, people who train in self-defense, they're not bad people, right? We're not overly macho. We're just people who want to feel and have the right to go where we go with our families and have the peace of mind knowing that if anything jump off, we're ready and we can protect our families. So, like the man said, share the video. Thank you very much.